Welcome to our Thursday TNT. Not quite sure where this week's gone. And just acknowledging our sponsor, 5-Star Marine at 5starmarinephuket.com. Highly recommended if you're heading down to the south of Thailand. You'd like to head out onto Phangar Bay and see some of those amazing islands and perhaps even some beaches that other tourists haven't been to. Contact 5starmarinephuket.com. Now, the story today starting up in Chiang Mai. Nation Thailand reporting officials wage no-win battle against Chiang Mai's raging fires, and forest fires continue to rage in Chiang Mai as late as yesterday despite a multi-day major effort to stop them. The Chiang Mai Provincial Administration said 291 hotspots of burning forests were detected in 19 out of 25 districts of the northern province. Officials reported great difficulty in extinguishing the fires due to most blazes taking place on steep mountain slopes or deep ravines. The Chiang Mai Deputy Governor held a meeting yesterday addressing PM 2.5 pollutants and instructed officials to strictly enforce the ban on burning farm byproducts, leftovers and weeds without permission. It seems it might be a little bit late for that. Let's check iqair.com. And we can see today around the world that Chiang Mai is the fourth worst city in the world for air pollution, and a white circle there around the north of Thailand, even some purple areas which would be regarding the air quality as hazardous. The white arrow there pointing to Bangkok. Central Thailand looking a little bit better. Certainly northeastern Thailand suffering a bit under the burning. We go to the NASA fire maps and a couple of arrows there. This arrow up here and showing that in Myanmar, just across the border from northern Thailand, a lot of fires. Also this other arrow down in southern Laos, and we can see a lot of fires there. Also in Cambodia. And this little white dot here is roughly where Chiang Mai is, and the other dot showing you where Bangkok is, and just so you can get your bearings. All right, to police matters and Surachate Hakparn. BangkokPost.com reporting the Deputy Police Chief again denies gambling involvement, and Police General Surachate Hakparn has again denied he's involved with any online gambling network, pointing out that a court refused to issue a warrant for his arrest. And he said yesterday that neither he nor his work in the police force had anything to do with online gambling. And he said he believed in the justice system, and a court had turned down a request for a warrant for his arrest, nor was there any order to interrogate him on the matter. He declined to say if he had any connection with three policemen and a civilian wanted under arrest warrants in relation to the BNK Master gambling website. And he said he had not followed the news reports. Bullshit. And on Tuesday, Police General Surachate's lawyer said there were attempts being made to discredit Surachate because he was now the most senior candidate for the National Police Chief's job. And Police General Torsak, the present National Police Chief, is due to retire at the end of September this year. Surachate Hakparn has been the poster boy for the National Police and the Immigration Police when he was working there for many years now. He's probably earned the job as the police chief in Thailand. However, by uncovering so many people and uncovering graft, he's also made himself quite a target. Thursday's TNT and an invitation to subscribe to the channel. There's a button somewhere down there. That really does help the channel. Now, we were speaking about the Move Forward Party earlier this week, and the Election Commission now putting the case to disband them to the Constitutional Court. Might take 2 or 3 months to hear what happens with that. But not just the Move Forward Party, one of the coalition parties, also in the line of fire. And Bangkok Post reporting the Election Commission takes up permission to dissolve Phumjai Thai. Phumjai Thai headed by Anatun Charvirakun. We've also got the past tourism minister there stepping behind him. That's the current ministers from Phumjai Thai in the current government. And the Election Commission was in the process of gathering evidence to prove an allegation that Phumjai Thai unlawfully received donations from a construction company allegedly owned by nominees of the suspended Transport Minister from the previous government, who is currently the party's Secretary-General. And Mr. Saksayam was suspended as a minister by the Constitutional Court for allegedly concealing shares in Buri Jaron Construction Limited Partnership, which afforded him the power to control the firm, and the law prohibits a cabinet minister from having such a stake in a commercial firm. And there were quite a few big transport contracts given by the last government to that particular company. And only when the Election Commission obtains sufficient evidence to believe the allegation is true will the Pumjai Thai dissolution case be forwarded to the Election Commission's main committee. And the Deputy Prime Minister and Interior Minister, Anatun Sharvidakun, in his capacity as the Pumjai Thai leader, said there is no need for the party to panic over a dissolution investigation. He said Pumjai Thai has full confidence in the country's judicial system, and even if the Constitutional Court rules the party is at fault, it will accept that. However, if the court raises any questions about the alleged misconduct, the party stands ready to explain. And when asked if he expected the Move Forward Party MPs to defect to Pumjai Thai in light of the Election Commission's decision on Tuesday, Mr. Anatun simply smiled and said that no dissolution has happened yet. Anatun remains a prospective Prime Minister one day, certainly a numbers player and very politically motivated. As we go to this story, which appeared yesterday, and it didn't look good for Thai VietJet. Let's check it out. And from ThaiPBSWorld.com, panel to discuss domestic airline which rejects passengers in wheelchairs. And a subcommittee on the elimination of discrimination against persons with disabilities will meet soon to address the problem of a domestic airline refusing to allow disabled passengers in wheelchairs to board its flights. And the Social Development and Human Security Minister was saddened by the airline's discriminatory treatment of disabled people and has instructed officials to raise the matter with the subcommittee. Meanwhile, the Secretary of the Transport Minister said the airline in question has been told to clarify its regulations pertaining to disabled passengers and to explain why it's rejected passengers in wheelchairs. Seems like a fair question. We are talking about Thai VietJet here, by the way, although I've flown with them many, many times. I've never received a red cent from them. We go to this explanation in BangkokPost.com, and that story says, airline stung by disability row. And on February the 29th, Thai VietJet said it had strictly followed procedures over the incident. And the passenger with mobility issues who requires assistance needs to notify the airline at least 48 hours in advance. And the airline said they must also be accompanied by an able-bodied person who consents to act as their escort. And the persons needed to assist the disabled passenger in the event of an emergency. However, in Mr. Kritsana's case, none of the 4 people booked to travel with him agreed to be his escort, according to the airline. So it appears from that explanation that Thai VietJet were just following their own procedures. I'm pretty sure we're going to hear more about that. But also, we're going to be hearing more about Songkran. And the Thai Minister of Public Health announces strict alcohol control measures for the Songkran Festival. This reported in thepatianews.com. And on March the 11th, Dr. Cholnan Sikau, the Thai Minister of Public Health, publicly gave a response after the meeting of the Alcohol Beverage Control Committee on guidelines for controlling alcoholic beverages during the World Songkran Festival. The Thai Department of Disease Control and the Alcohol Beverage Control Network previously proposed a campaign under the concept of no drinking while driving, and says the control scheme would be divided into 3 phases: before the Songkran holidays, during the Songkran holidays, and after the Songkran holidays. And the Thai government issued orders to provincial alcoholic beverage control committees with collaboration from relevant committees to publicise the campaign, to designate areas in each province to celebrate the Songkran festival without alcoholic beverages. And then the story goes through a whole lot of basic rules for behaviour in those no alcohol zones during Songkran. And the story finishes saying that, however, the pilot provinces that were allowed to operate the entertainment venues until 4 a.m. must comply with the specified announcements of the Ministry of Interior. In other areas that were not allowed to extend entertainment service hours, they must close according to the law. So the bottom line in all that is that there will be some no alcohol zones for families during Songkran. Okay, to some other news. Heading to northern Thailand now, and teenager allegedly high on marijuana assaults police after serious motorbike accident in Thailand. And this is being reported in the patianews.com. And the Nan Provincial Police received an accident report of a marijuana-intoxicated 17-year-old boy on a motorbike colliding with a 15-year-old girl on a motorbike. And Nan Emergency Services and Nan Police performed first aid to the 15-year-old girl before transferring her to a Nan hospital. But the 17-year-old boy, whose name was withheld due to his age, suspected of being marijuana intoxicated, gibbered and refused to receive medical treatment after crashing into the 15-year-old girl. Suddenly, the 17-year-old boy went on a rampage and threw punches at police officers, and police found 2 bales of dried cannabis packed in a Ziploc bag after searching the 17-year-old boy. It was assumed by the police that he was intoxicated by marijuana and had hallucinations. Nan Police then reported to the 17-year-old boy's guardian regarding the incident before escorting him to Nan Hospital as he was highly intoxicated on marijuana. It talks about some previous physical assaults and then says this time the 17-year-old boy allegedly committed physical violence against the police officers, but the boy needed to receive medical treatment before being taken to legal action. And then a bit of a disclaimer, TPN Media notes that it was the police claiming the actions of the teen stemmed from cannabis and not TPN Media or a doctor. And I already know exactly the comments we're going to receive in regards to that story, and probably this one as well. Russian slain in Phuket pot house, this reported in the Bangkok Post. And a Russian man was found slashed to death on Wednesday afternoon in a rented house where cannabis plants were being grown. The 42-year-old was found in a pool of blood. According to local reports, the victim's Russian girlfriend said he disappeared with a rented car 2 days earlier. She subsequently went to the car rental firm and asked the staff to track the vehicle. And police broke into the house, found the body. There were traces of a fight and cannabis plants. Police also found the car key near the house. And detectives said a Thai woman rented the house for her foreign boyfriend. It had housed a tour business but later was turned into a cannabis farm. Neighbours said foreigners frequently visited the place to buy and use cannabis. And police suspected another foreigner who had arrived in the country on January the 12th and departed on Tuesday night. So we're sure to hear more about that story as reported in Bangkok Post. But a nice story to finish with today. Albino Thai buffalo sets record by fetching 18 million baht at a fair. Big chunky looking boy there, and the buffalo as well. And the magnificent albino buffalo in the Phetchaburi province recently made headlines when it was bought for a whopping 18 million baht. Renowned for its striking beauty and colossal size, the buffalo is known for its remarkable breeding capability because 90% of its offspring will be born with albino traits. This means 9 of the 10 calves produced will be albino, which makes it a significant asset in the buffalo breeding industry. And despite being just about 5 years old and standing at an impressive height of 180 centimetres, Kop Muang Pet has earned the title of Thailand's top giant breeding buffalo, remaining undefeated in competitions for years. Recently, the Wana Suwon farm in Chiang Mai caught public attention when it purchased the star buffalo for a staggering 18 million baht, the most expensive buffalo acquisition at the 12th Utai Thani Thai Buffalo Festival held last weekend. Well, I must get to that next year. I'm also thinking that next time your Thai girlfriend says they want to buy a buffalo for their Thai village, make sure it's not this one. And Damrongsak hopes its new owner will continue upholding its legacy and contributing to the growth of Thailand's albino buffalo industry. He envisions propelling Thailand's buffalo industry to global recognition, positioning the country as a leader in buffalo breeding. Suppose you could say it's the latest version of soft power in Thailand. And with that, thanks for watching. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date with some of the main stories around Thailand. We look forward to your comments. Please subscribe to the channel and we'll see you tomorrow.